Chester on Wednesday, the 14th of December 2022, and a busker and a vegan dog, of course. And that is the Grosvenor Hotel, very elegant, very nice restaurant. And this is the Rose. You can walk undercover like at Southport. Hello. Oh dear. Falcon, don't eat other people's food. Oh yes, that's okay. Falky. Allez. No, sorry. He's a vegan dog and he's Belgian Shepherd.
Belgian Shepherd?
Yes.
I thought it was by the size.
He's a big one, isn't he? But yeah, we have to keep him away from there or he thinks there's food. Well, we're going up to the Rose. Falcon, I've got my hands full. I'll give you something after. Wally, Falcon, yeah. No smoking up here. This is the Rose. Oh, it's all very elegant and very shut. Oh, yeah, well, that's typical of Britain, isn't it? Shut the shops and complain they're not doing business. Well, there you go. Yes, well, in Southport, which is on the place called the Wirral, north of Chester, just south of Liverpool, well, Chester. The Wirral's between Chester and Liverpool. Anyway, they've got a place called Southport, a small town, and that's got very elegant, these sort of parades, whatever there are. Well, anyway, places you can walk when it's raining. Yes. Oh, it's very pretty. The Rose. And they go, this is Eastgate Street, the central main thoroughfare of Chester. These were places where you could unload things for the shops. I don't think they use them anymore. Never seen them up. There was, around here, a place selling coffee with someone who didn't know anything about coffee. I said, "Is that Arabica? Do you have any?" She said, "Oh, what I was talking about." Oh, people don't take any interest in their surroundings. Oh, yes. Anyway, then I saw it sold, advertised for sale. It must have been just the kind of goodwill because it was 25,000 or 30 grand only. That can't have been for actual, what you call freehold. It's not worth owning anything if it isn't freehold. Unless it's a flat, but then you can't tell what the service charges are going to be. Beaverbrooks. Oh, that's some kind of jewellers, I think. Oh, Waterstones. Oh, yes, well, they set the trend for what everyone has to read, of course. Bunny monkeys. Oh, you have to... They used to have coffee houses when I was in Reading, but that was to attract people to sitting in and looking at books to read. What have they got? The Story of Art. Oh, yes, it's always going to sell to the pretentious. And tell you anything about what it... Book of the Year, well, that's it. Oh, they love giving Book of the Years to sell a load of something that's a load of tosh. Oh, lessons, that must be a piano lesson. Lessons in chemistry, oh, they got some stuff about, oh, Colditz, oh, well, I'm waiting for it. Christmas Day, we get bound to have the usual anti-German war films on. Oh, every Christmas Britain's obsessed with the war. Anyway, of course I won't be watching it because I don't pay my BBC licence anymore. I don't need to. I get a lot more done. I go out a lot more. Yes. Well, it's just repetitive, isn't it? Have you noticed the news from 6 in the morning, I remember, is the same headlines, the same spiel every hour on the hour. It is tiresome. Here we come to the cross in a minute. Oh, yes, I'll put all this up on the internet tomorrow. At Erdig, it's pronounced Erthig. It's a National Trust property, just 5 miles away. Well, 10 miles, actually. There's more of the Rose, yes. Well, we've seen enough, and since nothing's open, there's nothing interesting to look at. This is the whipping post. Oh, it's very nice. If I hadn't got it on video, I'd take a picture. Right, I'm going to sit down over there and cool off, because I've dressed up, because all my heating's gone. My halogen heater bar went. I kicked it. I broke it. It wasn't that it... Oh, yes. Isn't that pretty looking? I like this one best of all. So this is where they used to make speeches when the Romans occupied Britain and made slaves of the British. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves. They just forgot the Roman times. They were slaves then. Anyway, and then there were servants most of their time, anyway, most of the history. Then they thought they'd make servants of other countries. What nasties? You'd think if you didn't have a good time of being a slave yourself, you wouldn't do it to others. Gabor, oh, they're very good shoes, German. I know those. I used to have a pair of those. I think I might have them, probably. I'd never throw things away. Oh, I'm such a squirrel. So yes, this is somewhere where people in Roman costume do lots of talks and show school kids around. The Grosvenor Museum is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm astonished you don't have to pay to go in there. That's another thing, this aristocrat toffee, whatever he's called. Toff, that's the word. Toffee is the food. He did that for Chester. And he gave us the Duke's Drive woodland. Oh, the trees there. I mean, that's where I go walking with the dog. Oh, he's found rubbish as usual. Dogs, anyway. There, that entrance to the Rose is actually very pretty. Very pretty, I always think. There's a jeweller at the bottom. And down there, they call it Bridge Street. They used to have a Japanese sushi restaurant, which I've forgotten the name of, which moved out of the centre of Chester to Cheshire Oaks, which is the designer clothing and goods thing outside Chester. And of course there's a lot more business for shops there, and possibly they have better opening hours than this place. It's a bit... There we go. If I shut up, people could hear the natural sounds of Bridge Street. And there's Watergate Street, up that way. Yeah, we're on Eastgate Street's up this way on the left. It's very quiet. Usually there's a busker here. Oh, yeah, I've been here Christmases before. Falcon, what are you doing? Anyway, and yeah, there's one really good... I'm no good at names, never have been. He even was quite a famous star. He's sort of psychedelic, electronic guitar music, and I forget his name. I know I've got his CD, and I do like it. It's very melodic, and yeah. If I could remember his name, it would help, but no, there's no point trying. If you try, it's like trying to find your keys. If you try and find something or remember someone's name or a word, and then when you stop trying, you then remember it. Falcon, what are you doing? Falcon, get away from there. I just don't want any more vet bills. Hey, get off there. Ça va pas? Now you've tangled it. Ça va pas, eh, conducieng. Pissed off with people and their rubbish. It's not you, Falcon. Ça va, mon cher. Just, I mean, the amount of stuff, the bin bags out, eh? It's tomorrow Thursday. Yeah, well, that's bin day in my suburb, but it's not the same in all the suburbs. Is it? Mon amour, ça va, mon petit chien. Ça va. Oh, I say, that's a nice little turret up there. I'll get my glove off. Oh, that's very pretty. I've never noticed that much before. Now in the dark, it stands out in the light. There's a light on in there. There's a light on in there. Make sure I haven't lost the other glove. That silly woman was going to ask me what breed is he again. I said, oh, not now. Hey, and happy Christmas to you. Oh, for heaven's sake. I feel like just putting a record that gets stuck on. Why are people obsessed with dogs' breeds? And I've never made a single friend from people interrupting my whatever it is I'm doing or thinking to ask me what breed of dog mine. I mean, it's just a damn dog, I said to one person today. It's a dog, can't you see? Well, what is it? No, for heaven's sake. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. And if you want to know, look it up in a book. Oh, yes, people are so lazy they don't read anymore. They want everything just spoon-feeding. Oh, you can't even want to know what a dog breed is instead of looking it up in a book. Or the internet. I mean, that takes seconds. Anyway, I'm not annoyed today. I don't mind it in Wales when I'm relaxed and sitting down if people are asking me. But when I'm walking somewhere or doing something and I just get interrupted to be asked a stupid question, it's like the Gestapo interrogation. The Cross. There's a very good place to have tea. This is it. That's it. The Church of Jesus Christ, whatever. Peter. No, it's not. It's Peter's church. Then there, it's actually very interesting and nice, and it's very cheap cups of tea. Oh, Chester High Cross was reinstated on its original site after an absence of 329 years in commemorate European Architectural Heritage Year. Oopsie daisy. I'm surprised they don't have to cross out the word European. Mind you, Brexiteers haven't looked at a map. They're so ignorant, aren't they? Oh. Harrow wakey wakeys. Chester is in Europe. It lives off Airbus. Duh. Yep. For every job at Airbus, 10 more jobs at least are created because of that. And what did Brexit do? Moved it all to Germany, France, and even China. Yes, we are now international Airbus. And Chester can go whistle. Oh well, they can always try and attract foreigners. But a bit difficult when we're now Brexit and they've all sorts of rules and laws and extra costs. It's the most expensive place now, Britain, to buy food in Europe. Yes, well, we're proud about that, aren't we? Well, I'll just speak for yourselves, I'm not. I shop at Aldi's, German supermarkets, other than Tesco's, which is my darling. I've always been a Tesco fan. The others are pretty bland and much of a muchness, but I mean, once you get to know one, and I know Tesco's, and I love Aldi. Not that you can get the same range, but then it's, what you get is half the price of the major supermarkets, so we're not too worried about whose jam it is. It's just sugar and fruit. Oh, he's such a good dog, that. That is a happy dog. Well, we don't know what he is thinking. We assume they're happy, but we don't know. Anyway, I'm getting fed up of listening to my own voice. I'm getting thirsty. Elizabeth wasn't in. Oh no, well, she said she was in, but she said she'd had a cold, so it wasn't convenient. It's not convenient, that's what one says. So I said fine. And then
Hotel Victoria, is this the steps?
Are you looking for the Vic?
No.
Yes.
Before you're in?
Yeah.
Is that?
Where?
Is that?
Labour.
Is it that?
I don't know.
Victoria, never heard of it. Never heard of it, sorry.
Following us.